Hello, everybody. We are back from our break.
And now we're back from outer space.
And we've got Ryan alongside us. Ryan,
I've been here the whole time. I just like to be invisible sometimes. Testing out my new magic spell that I want to learn in 2 levels or something.
You a wizard?
Yes, he is.
Oh, okay.
Is Reginald a wizard? Yeah.
He's a
Reginald?
very short wizard.
Reggie?
He's muted?
Audio cut out?
No, he's
Yeah, I'm having like a really weird loop. Oh, I think my webcam is picking up my volume twice. So let me fix that, but you can continue.
All right. Well then, shall we do this?
Let's do this.
All right, are we going to do this at nighttime?
Yes.
Don't you
Volume
have... Can't we get some, can't we, be airdropped in via Griffin?
Do you have parachute?
I mean, if you want to fight 20 Minotaurs, I don't know.
The Minotaurs are on break at night.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're doing it at night, I would need some light, a lantern, something. It doesn't.
You
have
can't,
to be
no,
like-
no, no, well, that would
Yeah, yeah. No,
give
give him a
away our
light so that way-
location.
No, he can be the distraction then.
Ah.
I could make a small distraction. Be like a candle in near the borders of the farm, to draw some guards to me.
Just with the salmon, I need a night light.
I can be the lookout because I can use my great intellect to overwatch everything and my amazing eyes to see what's going on.
Yeah, but how are you going to see anything? You're so short.
Not that short.
I
Sure
actually,
I say as I puff myself up. I'm 5'3", so I'm not that short.
Even Elf's taller than you.
I turn towards the wizards. I can cast some lights. My people have some magical abilities, so you would not need to spend your magical power on maybe for signal lights. I could do that. For example, if I see guards running around, or the guards I drew suddenly turn around and run towards you, I can give you a signal. I could also cast a distraction with it.
We should probably go and check out the farm for ourselves during the day to see how it's laid out.
We should do
we
some
should-
reconnaissance. I agree.
Yeah.
But then we have to see how do we do the reconnaissance? They should not see us loitering around.
Well, it's simple. What we do is see if they offer tours. Because, I mean, it's like this with breweries. If they offer a tour, I mean, they probably want everyone to know they've got Bessie's milk.
I mean, I bet they get a lot of people coming by just to look at Bessie. I bet there's a
Just to
lot
look
of
at Bessie.
loiterers
They have the chicken
around.
as well. Remember, they have the
They've
chicken.
got that chicken
They've
as well.
got Henrietta. That's true.
They've got to have at least some public tours available.
You talked earlier about demon trying to attack Bessie.
I think that might have been a one-off thing. It's like some int cast lock on Bessie's udders.
But what aren't demons trying to corrupt nowadays, right?
Seriously.
Yeah. Seriously.
But we could maybe get into the place. If they are delivering milk to Desmond, we could tell them and we come on Desmond's orders to ensure.
Whoa! I'm not going to start invoking Desmond's name improperly here.
Yeah.
That's a sure way to get ourselves killed. No.
Yeah,
Either that or get someone
I heard the last group of people that invoked Desmond's name were dealt with very swiftly.
Yeah. Let's.
I don't think anyone
And
survived.
never heard us of again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
not get ourselves in
hear
trouble with
one of
Desmond
them
by.
came back
Well, for
doing
him,
quite fine.
for that being so dangerous, I hear his name being thrown around as threats pretty often.
All right. Well, if you want to do that, you can go. You can do the lantern and the invoking Desmond's name mission on the side. And if that succeeds, then it's great. And if it doesn't work, then we'll bury you and then we'll go on the mission.
I will act as a distraction during the night.
All right,
I'll give you some room.
Let's do this. See if they've got a tour, and if they don't have a tour, like scope out their place. I agree with Cassandra and the Rock.
If they have a tour, we maybe want to go incognito, not in full gear. That would be quite suspicious.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. We should take off our heavy weapons and heavy armor.
But all my weapons and all my armor.
We should also walk in separate groups so that we don't.
I have a very expensive, nicely fine dress I could wear this occasion,
Nice.
and maybe you guys could be my entourage. Like a.
Ooh. I was gonna say we go hire a bunch of escorts to be our escorts, but this might be more cost effective.
Yeah. What if we are the escorts?
You could pretend to be someone interested in buying. If you have such a fancy outfit.
Do we need to draw that much attention to ourselves? Can't we just go on the tour?
If they have a tour. If they do not, we could.
All right. Well, why don't we find out if they have a tour rather than speculating? Let's head over to the farm, which is on the south side of. My notes don't say what side of town the farm's on.
It's south of
To the south.
It's
right?
near the church, but away from there.
All right.
The abandoned one.
Lunar Acres, right?
Luna Acres. Yeah.
Luna Acres.
All right, let's head over to Luna Acres, and I'm gonna leave. I only have a gambeson and daggers, so I'm gonna go fully geared. But maybe the heavy armor weapon people can.
I have
tone it down.
Back.
I have a chain. I have a chainmail, but over that I have my coat. You know how knights have their kind of, what is it called? The cloth that they have over.
The surcoat, yeah.
The surcoat, and I have a surcoat. Most of my armor is covered, and I have only one weapon, so I could act as an entourage.
I've got some fancy boots.
I'll wear my dress, and I'll probably strap some daggers to my legs, maybe.
I have 0 weapons. I just have a robe with various, a lot of coin pouches and some vegan rations.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah, I am a weapon.
Enough said.
Actually,
I'm a wizard with a bling gold dagger that's magically enchanted.
I could do something about my outfit to look more like the entourage of a rich person. I mean, I'll have to go for it.
All right, let's do it. Everyone together. Let's go.
Do we want to split into maybe half and half or something, so that way it doesn't seem like we're one big group scouting it, and if they notice something later on and they know that there's a big group of people, they won't associate us with that group?
Maybe. You're probably technically right, but I feel like we'll want to be able to communicate with each other when we're in there.
Well, we could talk to strangers, but if we enter the tour at different separately.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Well, let's head on down to Luna Acres and see if they offer a tour.
Give me 5 to 10 minutes before we leave. I have to get something first.
So, am I going in there or not?
You are. Just take off your armor and your weapons.
Do what with them?
Leave them in your room.
Oh, we're coming back here?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going on tour, right? We're not breaking in right now.
Good point.
Yeah,
it's
just leave
still
your...
time.
Yeah.
Come downstairs in a freaking basketball jersey and gym shorts.
All right.
Rob,
I take a sketchbook and start sketching a bit.
Rob, how much for a fancy cloak? I mean, I can.
Neal's the one who's now gotten revised prices.
How fancy of a coat do you want? Put as much money into it as you would like.
Okay.
You can get any range of fancy coat. You just let us know how fancy your coat is.
Okay, let's say a 10 gold fancy cloak.
That's a very fancy cloak.
Yeah, and I leave my sword. How much for a short sword?
I think it's 1,500 copper.
Okay, so I have a fancy cloak, I leave my nourishment in my room and have a short sword at my side. Perfectly normal entourage. Weaponry.
All right, Rob.
You
We
guys
go
all ready?
to Luna Acres.
Yep.
All right. So once you start getting close, it's not too hard to find. There's big signs along the road. Luna Acres, 2 miles. This way. Home of Bessie and Henrietta. And as you finally reach it, you can see it's a pretty impressive setup. There's a little path off the road that leads towards it, and you can see overall it's a large area. There's a big barn, just a massive, impressive looking barn. Something looks a little off about it. Doesn't look like a typical wooden barn, although it seems to be in the general shape that you'd expect.
Wait, let's not gloss over this. Something's off about it?
It doesn't look quite like just a normal stone barn or a normal wooden barn, but it's hard to tell from here. You'd have to get closer to tell more about it. I mean,
Okay. All right.
it just somehow doesn't look.
Is it like the
wood.
dimensions are different, or
It looks shape and painting. It's red and the white, trim and everything, but just somehow it doesn't look quite like a normal wooden barn. But you would probably have to get closer to tell more about it.
All right.
There's a fence.
does it have an angled roof or a flat roof?
That has an angled roof.
Okay.
I bet the barn's made out of something special. It's a high security farm here. It's probably not a wooden barn. It's probably like a metal barn or a stone barn or a barn that turns into a rocket ship that takes off if the owner gets in trouble.
What's a rocket ship?
A rocket ship.
Yeah, what's a rocket ship?
Yeah.
It sounds like something I need.
Yeah.
I don't
Me
even
too.
know.
You don't know. Fat lot of help you are.
It's okay, Rock. We should get your rocket ship someday.
It's a thing that goes way up into the air like a Bob's Big Boy statue, except not shaped like Bob's Big Boy.
Unless that's what a barn looks like in this world.
I was about to say that's never been established, except we did have a barn. A spider barn.
Drat.
A spider barn does whatever. Never mind.
Spider Barn does.
Yes. So you can see there's like a wooden, sort of farm perimeter fence around the pastures that surround the barn. There's a path that leads up towards the barn. There's at the corners. You can see that the perimeter fence goes around and then it stretches out past another pasture towards a cliff and then ends there. They obviously don't have a fence at the edge of the cliff. And on this side, away from the two corners that are away from the cliff, they have wooden towers. And you can see up in the towers there are men dressed in I guess it's leather armor. It's like these really wide leather pants, and they have leather vests which they're wearing over like flannel shirts, and they have big wide brimmed leather hats. And you can see they've got coils of rope at their waists. Some of them have hand crossbows, holstered at their sides. And some of them have tomahawks, and you can see a couple of them have would look like mounted up on the towers. They have hooded lanterns, except you can tell there's like a continual light stone that's been put inside, and then with the hooded lantern or the bullseye lantern rather mirrors, amplify it, and they're kind of sweeping the ground, except they're not really doing that since it's the day. They're kind of keeping an eye out. You can see 2 griffins circling overhead, and scattered around the grounds, looking around warily, you see at least a dozen minotaurs, each one wearing pants that are like badly grass stained, no shirt. They've got like a red bandana tied around their heads. They're wearing like bandoliers of throwing axes and crossbow bolts, and they're carrying like ridiculously large heavy crossbows.
Cassandra, stop drooling. We've got work to do.
I can't help it, dear.
And then up there by the front, at the very front gate, you know, in contrast, all this high security stuff. And there's also the a chicken coop, which seems to be made out of. Here, this is close enough to the front that you can tell it looks like it's made out of iron, which seems really strange. But with a little sunshade over it so it doesn't get too hot. That's set off to the side, and there's a couple of the Minotaurs standing guard in front of it. And sort of behind it, you can see a set of stakes with fox heads that have been put on them over by the coop. And so up at front, you can see there's a gate. The gate is somehow friendlier looking despite all the high security stuff all around. And there's a little booth that says "Tours here."
Excellent.
Well, let's. Is there anyone else like lining up for this tour?
You see there's a family with two small kids, a boy and a girl, and the you know, a man and a woman, and the man's like, we made it. We got to Bessie World. The woman says, "Oh, Clark, I knew you'd get us here."
As we're like approaching this area, I want to try to split off a little bit and look like I just happen to be walking with another group of people. Like I want to try to make it myself look detached from the group, like walking at like a different gait in a different pace and like off at a side angle or something. Maybe even falling behind if that's the case. But I want to try to make it look like if the only reason that I'm next to these people is just random circumstance.
Okay.
All right, I'll walk right on up to the front of the line, kind of pushing my way up there. Hiya, my name's Desmond. I'd love a tour of the place.
Okay, a extremely perky woman walks up. Well now, it looks like we've got a big crowd for the Luna Acres security facility tour.
I'm sorry, what did you call this place? The Luna Acres?
Luna Acres, yes, Luna Acres. You can see, and she points right at the, you know, as you go in over the, you know, as you would have to enter, they've paved the area. They've painted like a great big moon, you know, big crescent moon, and it says Luna Acres, you know, on the ground.
I nod. Luna Acres.
Yes.
I could have sworn there was another half of that name that you know, my hearing is starting to go in the human speaking range.
No, we don't want to be swearing around the children. Well, so you're...
Okay.
So you're here for the tour.
Here for the tour. When does it start?
That's wonderful. Now, it is a gold piece each. I know that's a lot, but you get so much because you will get to visit the tasting room afterwards.
Well, who can pass that up? I hand over a single gold piece.
I will always stay close to Cassandra as a bodyguard would. If she's going through a door, I will open it for her and be like the entourage that I look like in my fancy
Act
cloak.
like we belong. Act
Yeah.
like just.
Because well now, tell me, where are you all from? Anybody here from Desu?
What?
No? What's Desu?
What?
You know, the big town up north. It's got the river everyone forgets about.
Oh, Berkshire! Yeah, we're all from Berkshire.
All right, anyone from Wickthron Rarenta?
I've been there before.
Oh, beautiful place, beautiful place. We don't have anybody here from the goatee dimension today, do we? No? Oh, okay. Sometimes we get dimensions, usually kobolds.
Should have played Troopy. Should have played Troopy.
Anyways, well, let's get started. So here you can see the beautiful logo of Luna Acres, a facility, and it's just so open and friendly, just like we are here. And we so love our visitors and our Bessie and Henrietta that you can see all these minotaurs we have here just to make sure you're safe. Now, part of being safe is not breaking away from the group. So in order to keep something bad from happening to you...
Well, if you've got so many minotaurs to keep it safe, what bad could possibly happen?
Well, you never know. A farm can be a dangerous place. So in order to keep you safe from falling into any threshers or anything, the minotaurs are instructed to kill you to keep anything bad from happening.
How's that supposed to keep me safe?
That stranger back there that I've never seen before in my life has a very good point.
I think I get it. The consequences of what might happen if you get caught in a... Okay, I get it now. That makes sense. Okay. Almost thought too hard there.
Yes. So here, first, let us go visit Henrietta. And so it takes you over to the to Henrietta's coop. Now remember, stay within these yellow lines that have been painted for the tour groups.
I follow along.
Zen looks very
you all
interested.
Recite your release of liability for
Zen
him,
looks
right?
very...
That's okay. There's no real authority here that'll enforce those anyways.
All right, but yeah, Zen's gonna make it look like he's very interested in Henrietta.
Okay, so he stops in front of the iron coop.
Like,
now, as you can see, we have a shade over it so it doesn't get too hot in there for our prize chicken, and we've made it out of crafted walls of iron so that no foxes can get in, although she waves her hand towards the fox heads, although some have tried.
I have a question.
If we all cluck, we can get Henrietta to come out and say hi.
Wait, for real?
Zen really excitedly starts to cluck.
Tapian is like stoic, slight distaste in his face, and I just lean over to Cassandra. This woman is disgustingly happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was like, not for sure.
So after a little while, you start to see a chicken head poking out of the entrance of the hen house. Because now, children, over here, it's only 10 copper to get some bird seed to feed Henrietta, if you like. The kids are, oh, come on, Dad.
I'd go get some bird feed.
Fine. All right.
I'll
Throw some
get some bird feet slapped down a silver and be like, all right. Got like a big handful of it, right?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
And I'm going to
Great.
chuck it. I'm going to chuck it. But it's bird feet, so like, just like this.
It's a shotgun.
Exactly.
Roll to hit.
I mean, I don't know what I'm hitting, but sure, I'll roll to hit.
To hit Henrietta.
No, I'm just throwing it. No.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
all,
like,
it all kind of like turns into a cloud before fluttering.
yeah.
The woman comes over.
But it's a good throw.
So the woman comes over to Cassandra. Now, I know it's hard to keep them from getting overexcited here at Luna Acres, but Missy, you really need to keep your boy under control.
I just give look this tasteful look again.
Yeah, like I just look at her and like, And I say, how? I say, do you know even who you're talking to?
Why, I thought I was talking to you.
I think you better address me as Lady. Lady Inga from Svedenia.
Well, now, Lady Inga, I mean, he's a big boy and very boisterous. I don't know what you're feeding him, but it sure is working. But we can't have him just throwing things around like that, or he might get gored by a minotaur.
Yeah, there's really good specimens you have there.
By the way, just so you know, we don't know that man. I came here with the fair lady as a bodyguard. I have no idea who that man is.
Oh, I thought he was your son. Is this an unaccompanied minor? Who's this boy's parents?
Oh.
Clearly, you can see that this one is a bit special. You can say, do not mind his actions.
I'll just grunt and be like,
All right. So this was Henrietta. Now let's head over to the barn.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
So you guys have all of these like special animals that are really amazing. I've heard tale of wino rhinos. Like, do you guys make wino rhino wine?
Well, you see, these animals that we have here produce things, whereas wino rhinos are only special because they drink wine.
Yeah, but what happens if you make wine from the wino rhino? That's how you make wine, right? You take something and you turn it into wine using magic.
We tried that at one time, but it was really difficult to coax them into the wine presses.
Okay, I see. Thank you for increasing my knowledge on the subject.
Oh, absolutely. We're all about learning here at Luna Acres. So here we're going to come by Bessie's barn. And so she leads you over, and again, there's like painting on the ground. There's yellow lines, and off to the side, there's some dried spots that maybe they're old bloodstains. Anyway, so she leads you up towards the front of the barn, and as you get close, you can see that it seems to be made out of stone, and not just like made out of stone blocks, but it looks like it's solid stone.
what sort of stone?
Just like straight, flat, giant stone slabs. Like
He's the rock. He's got like stone identifying.
I've got geology for idiots.
okay, it seems to you like it's magic, like it was magically created stone. And so she leads you up, and you can see the front door. Instead of being like a big sliding barn door, is iron, which seems like a ridiculous thing to make the door out of. And there's some rollers on the bottom, and you can see there's a painted yellow area around the front door, and on the inside it says "High Security Zone, do not enter." And there's some stripes on the inside. She goes, "Now, this barn, because Bessie's so special, was specially created using walls of stone to make it so perfect that nothing could ever sneak in. And the door itself is made out of a wall of iron. There's a special code place there, as you can see, used by magic to open the door. Don't step into that square." Now, I know sometimes we get kids that take that as a challenge. We have a special graveyard for them just outside the fence.
Wait, you open the door with magic?
Why, yes, it's to keep her safe. But
Isn't this-
she's not in there right now because in order to make the best milk in the world, Bessie needs sunshine and fresh clover. So let's walk by the pasture and see if we can see Bessie.
Excuse me, but isn't it extremely inconvenient to use walls of iron? Will the iron not quickly rust in this weather when it's not completely dry?
Well, until someone develops the wall of high chromium steel spell, that's just what we have to work with, isn't it?
Yes, the high chromium steel spell.
But we've got our wizards working on it.
You guys seem like you are, very adept at magic. What's your? I'm interested in how do your wizards come into play? How often do you hire new wizards? Like, what's the process for becoming wizards employees, and like what can you rank up to? Like, what's your 401k plan here at the farm?
Well, here, as good entrepreneurs, we try to avoid having full-time employees and then having to provide benefits. Each of these minotaurs you see out here works 39 and a half hours a week.
No, you see, you're being too efficient there. If you make them work less than 28, you can even pay them less.
We thought about that, but then we realized these are minotaurs that have +7 to hit and 2 to 8 for 2 attacks, and we didn't want to piss them off too much. Now, as far as for the mages, we
No. You tell them they get extra days off. Think about that one.
Have you ever thought of working in human relations?
He has a special mind, this one.
In any event, you were asking about the wizards. We hire wizards from the academy, some of the best of them.
Yeah, one day I hope when I get older, I can learn how to become a wizard. I read books about it and stuff, but I just can't seem to get that magic thing right.
Yes. Well, you keep studying. Just make sure you don't get the face of an evil wizard on the back of your head. We had that problem with one of the wizards in the academy. It don't cause no end of problems, I can tell you.
He had 2 faces?
Yes, he had the face of an evil wizard on the back of his head.
My God.
God.
You never know what's going to happen at Woghorts.
Right.
Did he also wear a turban? I think I saw him.
I think I heard a tale about the wizard who screamed troll,
Anyways, let's see if Bessie's out. Follow along. So she leads you further along to where you can see the west pasture, and you can see there's a cow out in the distance, because it's a pretty big pasture. It smells just wonderful. Like you almost want to eat the clover. It just smells so fresh and delightful.
Oh,
And
that's great.
you can see different minotaurs, patrolling around. And as you get close to the pasture, you see the griffins like swoop down lower.
Tor woman, does your Minotaur guard ever partake in the pastures themselves? They seem very well kept and fed.
Yes, they are, but even though they look like cows, they don't eat clover. Everyone knows that minotaurs eat human flesh. And a well-fed bunch they are.
Question. How is it possible that you have all this security and still turn a profit?
Volume.
Oh, you mean ask the question louder?
Now, anyways, there's Bessie out there. Maybe if we all moo, we can get her to do something special for us. Okay.
Mess.
All right. So after you guys stand there mooing for about a minute, and then you can something drop out of the back end of Bessie's like, oh, that's scam.
Tapion, if you ever hear me making animal noises, you have my full permission to decapitate me.
Acknowledged.
Anyways, now it's time to head to the tasting room.
Question.
Yeah.
With the griffins, aren't you worried that they might try to eat Bessie?
Why, no, not at all. We find they like human flesh too, so we just make sure they're full.
You know, this business plan doesn't seem really good, because if they all like human flesh, how are you feeding them?
Well, we have also ventured into the private prison practice. Diversification is very important.
Wait, I thought this was a farm.
For industry. Well, we found that our skills were very overlapping. And so we convinced a couple of politicians that it made much more sense and that the private industry could run the Desu's jails much more efficiently.
That makes sense, because then you can have the prisoners work on the farm, so then you can save labor costs.
Yes, and I gotta say, we've had no breakouts that you've heard of.
I lean over to Cassandra. I have the feeling the demons already got Bessie.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all have the kind of knowledge that we can kill this woman if we ever meet her out of business time. Outside of business time.
Mm-hmm. I can agree to that.
Anyways, are there any more Bessie-related questions before we head off to the tasting room?
Yeah, how much meth do you give her? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Something stuck in my throat. I heard she had a sister, Beth.
That was a fake Bessie, not the real one. There was some sort of meth mafia. Very
I'm so
disreputable.
glad you guys got the real Bessie.
Very disreputable. This is the real
very
Bessie.
Concerned. Wow, they got the real Bessie. Where'd you? You know what? It makes the mystery better if I don't know.
Yes, it does.
But thank you for being such wonderful people and keeping that meth-tainted milk out of us.
Yes, that's right. We have only the highest moral standards here at Luna Acres.
Well, I mean,
and what was that? Luna Acres?
Yes, Luna Acres.
Hold on. This is never mind. It's fine. It's fine. Let's continue the tour.
Yeah,
we have other plans this afternoon. I have other plans this afternoon, so I hope the tour doesn't take too long.
So, well, as it just so happens, we're heading back to the tasting room and gift shop. So she takes you back up to the front of the, up by the front gate, in back of the little, booth where you started the tour.
In the barn or like in this area, is there like a little is there like an alcove or like a storeroom or something that like there's no one watching the entrance to?
No, the only two buildings you actually even see here are aside from the booth at the front gate, are the hen house and the barn.
Okay, so no like other structures, like living structures or anything?
No, it's probably almost as if the Minotaurs just go in the field.
Looking at the map,
free fertilizer, guys.
How tall is the grasses?
The grasses are fairly tall. There's a lot of clover mixed in, but the grasses probably, we'll say, with only Bessie eating them, they get fairly tall. Let's go with 2 or 3 feet in most places.
Okay.
So if you needed to drop down, you can get cover.
Yeah.
I ask, like, how much would a bottle of milk, a bottle of Bessie's milk go for? Like, how much would that be?
Well, depends on how much, it's mixed in. You see, as your friend pointed out, this is a money-making venture, and Bessie's milk is the best in the world. So when we sell Bessie's milk, sometimes, well, most of the time, we mix it with the milk of other cows with just enough Bessie's milk to satisfy governmental regulations as to what we can call Bessie's milk. But then there's a special cream that is made and produced for the king, and that will run you 150 gold pieces a milk bottle.
Do you say 150 gold pieces a milk bottle?
Why, yes. That's the special cream that we make that we send off to the king.
Got it. That's what you're talking about by volume.
Yes. And as I said, apparently by law, the milk only has to be 0.5% Bessie's milk in order to be marketed at Bessie's milk. Volume, volume, volume.
Well, then why don't you just make it none and then call it New Bessie's milk?
Well, that wouldn't be telling the truth, would it?
No, not that'd be fine because you called it New Bessie's milk. It's not technically the same.
You could also call it Moo Bessie's milk.
Are you guys from a marketing firm on a business trip?
If so, we're from different marketing firms because I've never met any of these people in my entire life.
I have never met any of them either.
Well, now you can all get to know each other then at the tasting room. So come on over here. So here at the gift shop, some people, now it's hard to know which you're going to like better. These Henrietta hats. She pulls out these hats with like a chicken tail in the back and a chicken head in front. And apparently they're not bothering with the fact that it's roosters that have the tail and that Henrietta doesn't have a big chicken tail because it makes a cooler hat.
Mm-hmm.
Or these Bessie hats. And you can see, there's one with, a cap with cow horns sticking up. So some people like to get both. In fact, I bet these kids would be sorely disappointed if they didn't get both. Each for themselves, so they don't have to share. Sharing is an overrated virtue.
I whispered to Tapion, I bet that's like what leftover humans get to, like the skin.
Is there any purchasing of Henrietta's eggs?
Ooh.
Why, yes. Now, those are especially expensive because you can't just mix an egg with normal hen eggs, can you? Unless you're making scrambled eggs, which we have for sale here. Pre-scrambled. But anyways, at the tasting room, you might be thinking, which am I going to try? Bessie's milk or Henrietta's egg? And I say, why not both with our Luna Acres eggnog? Here, I'll pour everybody a glass.
That's okay. I probably can't afford it.
Eggnog. Oh my god. That's got so much protein.
How much is it per glass?
Well, now, like I said, it's hard to adulterate an egg and keep down the price unless it's been broken up and mixed. So we have Bessie's milk and Henrietta's eggs in this eggnog at a level that even a family can afford. Only 1 gold piece of glass. And I bet your little ones would be really upset if you didn't get to have any, wouldn't you? Imagine if you came all this way and you didn't get to have any, she says down to the kids.
You know what? I'm feeling generous. I have some extra graduation coin. I was going to use it for some loans for the Wizarding Academy, but that just seems like a lot more work. So I'm in a good mood. I'll buy a glass for everyone.
Now, hold on. Why don't you use metamorphized liquids on Bessie's milk?
Oh.
Now, you all really are from a marketing firm, aren't you? And you're just pulling old Veronica's legs. Is this
It's
a
a
corporate
marketing firm.
retreat, or are you corporate spies?
Oh God, I don't like that.
I'm just a
accusation.
wizard who's, thinking of buying a jug of milk and then making more milk to drink.
Well, now, that would be copyright infringement.
I'm just drinking it for myself.
Copyright.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you could try it, but I have a feeling our lawyers might feel a little differently. By the way, those Minotaurs are our lawyers.
I'm just asking
how
you
much
why
gold is
you
it?
don't make more of Bessie's milk to be able to sell it.
Well, we just find watering it down works just fine. Better than hiring a bunch of wizards.
You say that, but a good enough wizard could make several gallons of milk, and if you're selling the pure stuff for around 150 a bottle, having 100 gold to pay for that first level wizard spell would be certainly cost effective.
Well, aren't you just the most astute little corporate spy?
What's a corporate?
Where are you folks staying the night?
I actually need a good recommendation. I just got to this town a little bit ago. So where would you recommend I stay?
Well, I hear Shenanigans is just the best place, and you should all go there and all make sure you stay there.
I just go forward.
It gets a little stuffy there, though, so I'd leave the windows open.
I just go forward and, well, that is all lovely. I suppose our friend here, I look at Zen, could use a good taste of the wonderful eggnog that your people provide. And I give her give her a gold coin.
Okay. Well, I thought Reginald was buying eggnog for
Yeah,
everybody.
I bought
Oh,
one
okay.
for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
How
I
much
just give him another glass. For
Okay.
I would be very like, Tapion, please.
Yeah.
It's the lady's duty to provide,
Hmm.
Yeah.
My lady, you don't have to. I can.
Of course I do. You work very hard.
How much gold did I just lose?
Well, one for each of you, right?
It's
So
not
1, 2,
lost.
3,
It was
4, 5.
well spent.
Well, yeah, no,
It
but
is ridiculously
I
good.
bought it for
eggnog.
everyone on the tour, so that's
Okay.
people.
Well, there's just 4 of the Griswolds, so
Oh, okay.
that's another
Okay.
9 gold total.
Okay.
I'm wondering like Veronica, dear, I'm just wondering, is there like any other benefits that the Minotaurs get from working here? I'm just wondering, I've heard
They
that
seem pretty satisfied with human flesh and a bit of gold, whatever they can loot.
Do they drink Bessie's milk?
do they get
Well-
to taste more of Bessie, if you know what I mean?
I give.
Boy, you guys just really want to know all the corporate secrets, don't you?
I stand so the woman can't see me, and to Cassandra I get like.
Well played, guys. You've just tipped all of our hands to everything.
So I
Got
know
one
you
card to
said
play.
that, I know you said that you guys normally only take graduates, but since I have yet to go to school, do you guys have an internship program? I mean, I'll work for free. I just want the experience.
Wow.
Well, we always have openings for people to intern with the Minotaurs.
So I can learn how to be a
You
Minotaur?
don't have any local family, do you?
I have some family back in
Anybody who
Witchcroft
knows
that
you
are
came out
around.
here today?
No, this is the first place I came. I
And
was
no
just
one
really
knows you-
excited.
And no one knows you came here?
Well, everyone here does because this is such an exciting trip. Like, it's a memory to share with everyone. And I hold up my glass and do a cheers.
Yes, everyone here. Well, you all stay at Shenanigans. Remember to leave your windows open.
Have a
So
good
when
day.
When can I start my internship? I'd like to get on the clock as soon as possible. Start learning.
Well, why don't you just come on back tomorrow?
Okay, I'll
Make sure you have a big meal tonight, though.
I will.
And a big breakfast.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm ready for my first day of work.
Just stuff yourself. You'll want that energy.
All right. Oh, it's been fun. We gotta go now, guys. Lady, whatever your name is. Bye.
Veronica, it was so nice to meet you. Leave your window open.
Bye, Miss Mars. Bye.
I can't wait to see you
standing
tomorrow.
there, just like slowly sipping. What's a corporate?
I'll tell you later. Let's get out of here.
No, I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you're like backing away. I'm just like standing there, just like, it's corporate.
Yeah, I like lead
going
Cassandra out and then don't let go of the grip, the handle of my sword, the short sword at my side.
Okay,
And I have my hand constantly at this short sword.
And as you're walking away, you hear a call out. And don't forget, minotaurs are very common around here. So if you happen to see one by chance, it's got nothing to do with us.
Oh,
That's
they
a
are.
murder factory, guys. That's a murder factory.
Well, you don't say.
All
I
right,
give a-
new plan.
I give a last longing glance at the
Yeah.
Minotaurs. You know,
Once we get out of range of like sight and like hearing distance, I want to say, so I have an inn. I can pretend to be a naive wizard from out of town with no one, so I can get close. We just need to figure out what happens so I don't get eaten by minotaurs.
you know,
No.
you understand that that's exactly what will happen.
Actually,
Guys,
That's what
we-
they expect to happen, so we can flip the table.
Hold on. We have a civic duty here. This is a murder farm, all right? They are feeding minotaurs with innocent people. Maybe not so innocent, but they are feeding those minotaurs with people. Forget the Bessie job. We need to bring this place down. Rock,
Yeah,
grab
yeah,
your
I'm-
biggest sword.
Well, they're both the biggest sword.
well,
All right.
I suppose we should make sure this woman does not survive.
She's
Yeah,
just she's just a corporate tool, man. We gotta like
I would not be surprised if she is a devil in disguise.
perhaps, but
Yeah, she was unnaturally happy.
okay, so I say we sneak into there in the evening at night, and then we just kill everything that we can that has more than. No, that's it. Let's just.
How about we just
Yeah.
kill everything that isn't Bessie and that chicken?
and
That
each
chicken didn't
other?
do nothing. And each other.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll do.
it's good that we establish each other. I'm very
Yes.
happy with that.
Yes.
Maybe we should buy some of the Shenanigans' highest percentage alcohol, just
Zen.
for a good party.
Zen, you got some fireballs as well,
Not today.
but tonight.
Why don't we? No, because they're expecting me tomorrow, so I can go in at the front, and then while I'll carry out a distraction on my first day, you know
Did you
how
listen to old dude at all? The
employees-
Minotaurs go home at night.
Yeah, the Minotaurs aren't
how-
around at night.
yeah.
Neither are the Griffins. So if we go at night,
So
their
the Cowboys.
military is
Maybe
like
that
zero.
means there's something worse at night. They don't expect a robbery during the day. If they probably have a demon or devil or something there at night.
Don't worry, I've got that handled. Just chop it down like I did the last one.
Your words make a lot of sense, but the old man gave us a lot of tools for infiltrating at night, so I kind of feel like we should do it at night. Otherwise, maybe the plans won't work. I feel like there is a single path to victory, and it must be accomplished at nighttime.
That must be when I was out shopping for my
If
for
you
my
guys-
new silk scarf that I'm having made.
Right. You
Yeah.
must have been out of the bar at that point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
you guys
we
wanted to
also-
do a frontal assault against 20 Minotaurs. Be my guest.
We
It's only
also
fun to
could.
make characters.
We also, Desmond. We could also rest at Shenanigans, have the wizardry read new spells, and look for what they send after us.
I do also think we should definitely close all of the windows.
Can we leave just one open? We can
Yes.
leave
And then
my
freaking, like-
window open, And then if they try and come in through my window, then, you know,
Just
at least we'll
don't
have one of
lie.
them.
Just don't lie in your bed. Maybe put something else in, like puppets.
This isn't my first rodeo. I know how to fake being asleep. I've skipped out on school before too. Thank you very much. All right, let's head back to the bar and go to sleep, and then we'll do an assault later that night after we thin their assassin numbers. Maybe.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's also go to a break because we're well overdue for one. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye bye.